Hi everyone, my name is Claudia Castellanos. I am the co-founder and CEO, that reads Chili Enthusiast Officer of Black Mamba, which is a social business from a very own Eswatini here that manufactures gourmet foods that are made with locally, organically grown ingredients and no added nonsense, which means for us necessarily no artificial flavors, colorants, preservatives, and I think funny that you know how to pronounce. So I've been invited by Bushfire to bring our fire and to keep your fire burning. And the way that we know how to do that is by bringing our heat in terms of chilies. So I just wanted to bring you today a very quick and easy recipe that you can do at home. And also, obviously, we're bringing the heat through what we do in terms of our chilies. What we decided to do today is stuffed avos with black bean salsa. As we do with Black Mamba, we want our food to be tasty, to be easy, to be quick, and to be healthy and wholesome. So that's why we choose this sort of like recipe. So what you need in order to do this recipe is avos. So avos are very much a staple food for us here in Eswatini, in Southern Africa. We love them. It's a fruit that is packed with goodness, with lots of vitamins, lots of good stuff, and also tastes delicious, very versatile. So these ones in particular are actually grown here at home for our avo tree, which makes it even more fulfilling because it's the food that you actually grow yourself. It's becoming a little bit of a trend nowadays with urban gardens, with people growing their own foods because of the pandemic. So that's actually one of the silver linings that we have. And then what we're gonna do, obviously you're gonna get an avo that is ripe, so it's actually very soft that you can open. And the black bean salsa is almost like a call out to where I'm from originally, because I'm originally from Colombia. And also salsa because it's a very versatile sort of mix. It's usually made with lots of fresh ingredients like we have here. And you can use it not only obviously for stuffed avos like in this case, but also for dipping, for tacos, so it's very versatile. So what you need for the salsa, you need, in this case, you need black beans that are here. So those are usually the black beans that you can get on a can very easily. Corn also, for any local supermarket that you get straight away. We're gonna have some tomatoes that have been previously chopped. So in this case, it's fresh tomatoes that are here. And we're gonna get also fresh chopped red onions here, previously chopped. And the finishing touch for the black bean salsa is organic coriander that we have here. Ready. And then for dressing it, you can actually make it vegan just like that, but if you want to add extra touch, what we do is having some crumbled feta cheese to add on top. And for the dressing, we have olive oil. We're gonna squeeze some fresh lemon juice for my lemons here, and we're gonna add some cumin and some salt. So before we even start, what I wanted to do is just give, as you can see, all of this food that is here is literally brought to us because we have farmers. So I think farmers are very much the unsung heroes of all this crisis. So I just wanted to bring a big shout out because they're the beginning of the value chain, and without farmers, we wouldn't have any food. And another thing that is very important, I guess, with this sort of crisis is that it has brought up how we as humans are going back to basics, and back to basics means literally food and health. So we're not talking only about food, about farmers that grow our food, but how we actually improve our health by eating great foods, like foods that are healthy, that are wholesome. So the shout out goes, in this case, also to local organizations that allow us to connect to those farmers. So for instance, these tomatoes that we have here come from an organization called Farm to Table, locally in Eswatini, that connects farmers, small farmers, to us as consumers. And basically the beauty of it all is that they deliver even to your house. So you get all these fresh, beautiful ingredients delivered directly to your house. And the other organization that we would like to give a shout out to locally is an NGO called Guba. Guba also actually not only grows fresh, organically grown ingredients for, obviously, for people, consumers in Eswatini, but they actually teach farmers permaculture techniques and organic farming in order to make them more resilient. So we do have a partnership with them as Black Mamba for many years that allows us to actually get fresh ingredients, mostly our chilies and herbs from Cuba and their farmers, and allows us to actually make our products, like we said before, with no added nonsense and fresh ingredients. So that's kind of like giving on this sort of stress on this footnote on the importance of food and health and these organizations that allow you to connect to the farmers. That being said, let's start with our recipe straight away. So what you're gonna do, we're gonna actually get one of these really nice avos and we're gonna cut it vertically like this in half. So making sure obviously you get an avo that is nice and ripe. So you cut it all the way around. And a very nice trick that we have with avos is like if you do kind of like a neat horizontal twist like this, you get straight away 2 halves of the avos that are perfect. And you can see it's a beautiful, beautiful ripe avo here. So I'm gonna take this half that has the nice hole to stuff with my salsa. And the other half, I'm gonna keep it with the pip inside. So that's a very nice trick when you're cooking. That's what taught by me by my mom many, many years ago in Colombia. If you leave the pip in, that prevents the avo from actually oxidizing and turning all black. But it still might taste nice, but it doesn't look very nice. So rather keep it like that. So I'm gonna keep this one on the side to do it afterwards. So you have your half avo, and now we're just gonna quickly do our salsa. So I'm just gonna get my black beans here and put it on this big pot like this. Okay. Then after that, I'm gonna get my corn. Nice. Then my tomatoes, I put too many tomatoes, so I'm just not gonna add them all, just a little bit. So that was 2 chopped tomatoes. I'm gonna add probably 1.5. Red onion here. Also maybe too much, so I'm just gonna put half of a red onion. And my fresh organic coriander. So coriander, once again, either you love it or hate it. So if you hate it, don't put it, of course. But if you love it, just put as much as you want. So you can see straight away, this has such beautiful colors and amazing smell so far. So what we're gonna do after that, I'm just gonna add my dressing, basically. So I'm gonna take half a spoon of cumin. So that gives also kind of like a very Mexican sort of flavor to it. We love cumin as a spice, it's just so delicious. It's a secret ingredient of some of our sauces, by the way. And some salt. Same again, we don't really use a lot of salt, so I'd rather take like a half a teaspoon of salt. And to finalize, I'm just gonna get some freshly squeezed lemon juice here out of like this big lemon. I always use a lemon squeezer, I find it a lot easier. So we're just gonna do and go big, generous squeeze of lemon. Nice. And the last thing, little drizzle of olive oil. There you go. And I'm just gonna mix all the ingredients together. Making sure they're all well mixed. So you have this beautiful, I can smell from here. I can smell the lemon juice, the cumin all together. Oh, it smells delicious. And this is how it looks, like very colorful, really beautiful, really fresh. So when that's done, what you're gonna do very easily, we're just gonna spoon some of our mixture inside this avo. And as I said before, if you have it already like this, it would be really lovely to eat like that. But if you want to add extra flavor and you're not a vegan, we can just put a little bit of crumble, feta cheese that I had before. It also makes it look really pretty. Okay, so now you have that. And of course, the magic comes just at the end when you add a little bit of heat. When we bring our fire to this dish, and what we decided in this case, we have like a nice range of chili sauces that have different flavors and different levels of heat, different chilies. We said before, all the colors are because of the fresh chilies, because we don't use anything artificial. But this one in particular, which is our chipotle, is made with red jalapenos that we get from Cuba, that we smoke ourselves. So it has a beautiful smoky flavor. Very, very popular in South America. So I'm just going to drizzle, and of course that depends on how much of a chili head you are or not. You're going to drizzle more or less. There you go. Et voila. There you go. Now you have a beautiful avo, stuffed avo, with our Chipotle Chilli Sauce and Black Bean Salsa. So before we actually taste this beauty, the last sort of kind of like awareness that we want to bring in our segment is, we mentioned before about how important our health is these days, and how we want to actually try to eat foods that are wholesome and healthy, free of poison, etc. But I think it's important to link that to the health of our planet. I think a good silver lining about this crisis is this sort of like shout out to sustainability. And I think it has brought to our attention as humans that this sort of economic model of growth that we have, that is based on crazy growth, is not sustainable in the long term. So a thing as consumers that we can do is obviously to try to work with the sustainability, is to buy less and consume less. But of course, at some point you need to buy things. So when you buy, what we try to do is try to buy from those organizations or businesses that are having a positive impact on our planet. So positive impact could be because they take care of the environment, because they take care of communities, because they take care of something that is very close to you. As consumers, I think it's very important that we have a lot of power as consumers to actually shape the world in the post-COVID time, to actually just shape it to something that is more sustainable. So we do have this great power, but it comes obviously with the great responsibility to choose wisely. So the last part of things is to allow us as consumers, and also, well, basically as consumers, to actually make sure that we make the right choices towards sustainability. That being said, I think it's time now to try this beauty. So I'm just going to take my spoon. Let's see. Guys, this is absolutely delicious. I can taste the mix of the heat of the sauce, of the chipotles, of the smokiness of it, with the crunchiness of the red onions, the tomatoes, the black beans, all together with the soft buttery taste of the avo is just amazing. So what I encourage you guys to do is to try this at home. As you can see, it doesn't take long and it's very easy and super tasty. And if you want to share with us, you can actually go onto our website, blackmambachili.com, or actually post photos or follow us on social media. Our handle is @BlackMambaFood. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival, and until next time, ciao!